then light the fucking cigar.
Figure.
Best part is
Guatemala has figured out for me.
Were your parents were super rich? They must have been if he had that kind of TV money. I mean, I don't know.
All right.
Well, you gotta have the mic in front of you, Clay. Just so you know.
Sorry. Doing this?
Yeah, well, that's how it is.
That's how it starts. You just start talking. Learn about it. And you're not getting paid either because your father's rich.
Well, he's dead now, so thanks for that.
Oh, thanks for that memory. So is mine. All right.
Oh boy, let's go visit him together and smoke him.
Mine's
my
croaked as
father
well.
was Hollywood, was old school Hollywood. So my father came from the golden era of Hollywood and wrote all the James Cagney gangster movies. He wrote about 90 movies in the golden era of Hollywood, and including White Heat, which it's kind of
oops.
You dropped your facilities.
My water broke.
What
is that some kind of drink that has vitamins in it?
Nah, it's just, in all fairness, it's just it's grape flavoring.
Are you 12? What happened to you since the pandemic hit? Is that energy?
It's grape crush, sugar free.
Oh my God. That is so mature.
I know. It's either going to be grape crush or it's going to be strawberry sun-kissed.
I love that about you.
Or cherry 7-Up.
We got to stay young.
Yeah.
Except him.
He's young.
How old are you?
Early 50s.
Yeah. Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
I'm 60, but I look better than you.
You're 60?
I'm just kidding. I do.
Yeah, do you have a prostate like a medicine ball?
Listen, let me tell you, my ass is killing me.
Oh.
I know, and not for the fun reasons either.
She's on roids, guys.
Yeah, constantly. Hemorrhoids. I did get my first hemorrhoid, by the way.
Did you?
And I will be public about it. I know.
I got mine in, I think somewhere in my early 40s or late 30s.
Really? See, here's what had happened. When I was 50, I got the weight loss surgery and lost 107 pounds. But it's really difficult to go to the bathroom. And you're all stopped up. So, I don't know. You're not supposed to be sitting there pushing and pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And boom. Thank you, Jesus. It's dangling out of my asshole like a speed bag in a boxing gym. It wasn't cute. That is said for all of you who work out, which around me is no one.
I've had some flare-ups where it was just like I'm literally trying to push it back in with my finger.
You have to sit in a sitz bath. You know what that is?
No, I know what it is. I know. But now I have the Japanese toilet, so I generally don't get the flare-ups, but I do get the bleeding occasionally.
Oy vey, this has started off on a really good note.
This is great.
I don't have the Japanese toilet. What I got was one of those Hello Tushy things because my nephews and nieces are millennials. So I buy everything they tell me I should.
Yeah.
So I get this thing and you turn it, you have a little knob and it goes whoop.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the exact same thing.
But here's the problem. Of course, I'm being a cheap bitch because I'm retired and I like to save my money. I want to be that person whose money outlives them. Like I want to be a legend for that I donate to all these causes. So I buy the one that doesn't heat the water. I use it once. It's freezing cold. And I said, I'm not using it ever again. And it's flaccid in my thing, much like all the men I've ever had sex with. So,
do you have the Japanese toilet?
I have the Japanese toilet.
Of course he does. He's balling.
See, now the problem with that, you're not supposed to sit on the toilet that long because it's not good for you as you get older because all your insides start coming out, like you said.
Yes.
So I have the Auschwitz toilet, which you don't want to stay there too long.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's nice.
And the heat is really uncomfortable.
Oh my God. I just told you off air that I watched Inglourious Basterds and thought of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm glad you
Why
survived.
people appreciate
really
it.
happy.
Taking a schwitz bath in the Red Sea is
a schwitz bath
for sale.
I took a schwitz bath. I was schwitzing in the bath.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
So if you're just tuning in
and haven't tuned out yet, because we're talking about acid.
Matter of fact, if you're still tuning in, welcome to Culturally Canceled with me, Russell, and my guests today are my dear friends. One I haven't seen in many, many years, and I'm really excited to see her. And you know her, and you love her. We all love her, and we're all sad that she's taken a sabbatical from
I quit. I retired.
I don't fucking buy it, hooker. The fucking hilarious Lisa Lampanelli is sitting right beside me, and I'm very, very honored and excited to see her.
I am thrilled because I remember my manager told me, it was right before the pandemic, she said, Russell's doing a podcast. Can you come out to LA? I couldn't come because of the pandemic hit. And now that I came out for something much more important, I was happy to do your show. No, seriously though, I said to her, no, man, Russell's my guy. We had so much fun in the old days.
Oh yeah, we did.
We did a show.
We did
20,000 seats.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
how that place was huge.
It was about 15,000, I think. There.
It's like we were progressive before all these millennials. Like we were like, let's put every culture comic together. So we had Steve Byrne, who's an Asian.
Half an Asian.
Yes, there's you, Russell, who is
Also an Asian.
Yes, but the weird kind.
No.
I am a white female. And then we had Gabe Iglesias,
Mhm.
who's a Latinx.
Mhm.
And what else and we had a black guy. Who do we have? I think we rotated them.
We had DJ AV DJing it.
There you go. That was enough.
And you called him LL Cool Whip.
I did indeed. I love when my jokes survive me. That's great.
Because we still call him LL Cool Whip.
Oh, good. It's so, yes. Oh, there we are. That was me in the fat days, but I did look
That was me in the thin
picture.
days.
Oh, my God. And Gabriel just kind of how he is forever.
Right.
I remember Gabe used to come off stage. He used to whip off his shirt, which wasn't cute at the time, all sweaty. And he'd say, I left it all out there. And I was like, I think you brought some back too. Bless his heart. Oh, my God.
So we got Lisa on my right, and then on my left is my dear friend, my road dog, my cigar smoking buddy, the owner of La Polina Cigars, the oldest cigar company in America. My dear friend, Mr. Clay Roberts, is here too.
I don't know why with the two of you.
Well, because, you know, you
have
always,
interesting stories,
Yeah,
Clay.
you round out the crew. You know
I
what I
rounded
mean?
it out all right.
It's good. It's good. So you own a cigar club?
Company.
A cigar
company.
company with
Wow.
my business partners, Sam Phillips and Bill Paley.
Right.
Bill Paley is son of William Paley, who
Yes,
founded
of
CBS. So,
Wow.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
dealing with some larger
And he
than life
dug
individual.
up old CBS footage. He's a paleontologist.
Oh,
Anyway, this next guy, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love him.
He's Hero Week. Try the veal.
so yeah, I have a cigar company, and then I'm also a producer, writer, and general issue idiot.
That's good.
Yeah,
But we should not negate that, although I like to give Clay's credits first of what he's done with his
Oh.
life, because that's who he is to me. His father was a very important guy in Hollywood, too. Ben Roberts, who,
Mm-hmm.
Clay, can you spit out your dad's cock? No, can you spit out your dad's?
it's not even dark yet. His was.
Spit out your dad's credits, because they're really impressive and incredible.
So my dad came from the golden era of Hollywood, and he wrote basically all the James Cagney gangster movies, Man of a Thousand Faces, Longest Day, about 90 movies, and then was the creator of Charlie's Angels, and also was producer of Mission Impossible, Mannix, Ironside, and on and on and on.
See, he was putting people in wheelchairs on TV before it was popular. Yeah, I fully support disabled actors.
So I'm now the inheritor of obviously the estate because he's no longer with us. I received a check from Ironside. I should have been in a wheelchair when I received it. It was 17 cents.
Wow.
I was very happy.
Now, what do you think? Back then, you didn't cast a person who actually needed a wheelchair.
Yeah, you'd need
cast
a definite
Ironside.
handicap person to play one now.
Yeah, now you'd have to. So I'm thinking of throwing myself down some stairs because I want an acting role.
You're going to have one role, and that's it.
That's
after that.
it. That's it.
It didn't work for Chill Mitchell, I don't think.
Well, I think what I should do is I should be the female Ironsides, and then I would be in a wheelchair and I could die a happy person. What do you think?
I mean, I'm not opposed to this remake.
I am not either. I think I just need the son of a rich old man.
You could
to
just twist
produce
your
it for
ankle,
me.
you know?
Well, that would be Russell.
You know what I felt really bad about though? I don't know if you guys do bitmojis of yourself and send them to people.
Yeah, there was none that looked like me.
Oh, I look exactly like mine.
Oh, really?
I'm very common. And I literally would send you one and you'll be like, oh my God, that's Lisa. They did it for her famously. But now they have wheelchair ones for you. And I, by accident, pressed on one and sent it to a friend. And I was like, I am culturally appropriating a handicap and that's wrong. See how woke I got compared to how I used to be?
I don't know.
3 years out of stand-up really helps you be a better
I don't know about this
person.
new wokeness of you.
I'm sorry. This is what happened. I literally think I'm the world's oldest millennial. Something happened to me when I retired and started listening to people instead of just yelling at them. I was like, wow, I have empathy for them. Except with you guys, I have none.
I listen, by the way you yelled at people, you never yelled at them blindly. You always knew something about them. So it was never like,
That's true.
it was never random you're yelling. It was always very specific. And I think that's why you always got away with it.
Well, I think also because I very much enjoyed making fun of everybody.
Same.
I don't think you are a great example of this. It was never about, hi, I'm going to be the comic who hates insert group here. I always was suspicious of comedians who had, only Chinese jokes. I'm like, really? What's your thing, pal? So you and I spread it around equally. So it wasn't hate.
Yeah.
But these days, I can't even imagine doing that type of comedy.
Oh, I still do it.
No, I know you do.
Yeah, I mean,
I got too tired. I was sweating. I said, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. I said, let me cancel myself before I get canceled.
And that's why you're on Culturally Canceled with Russell Peters.
Can I just say, this is for also my Jewish friend in the room. It is really effing hot. Can
You want
we
me to turn that off?
Yeah.
We sweat too much. As an honorary Jew, I call myself
I'll get
this.
Eddie to do it.
Yeah, you should be one of us.
I kind of am, I think.
I can buy you in.
I'm very thrifty. My
okay.
penis is small. I tuck it at this point.
Have you ever sent a salad back at a restaurant?
Constantly.
Well, then you're in.
I do it on
There we
purpose.
go.
I think I yelled at a front desk person today just cuz. When you go, my Netflix isn't working, that's a first world problem, okay? And they sent 2 Latinx people up. Don't you like the word Latinx?
I don't like the term Latinx.
I have to use it because
Eddie's
I'm
Mexican
woke.
and he doesn't like it either.
Eddie is not a real Mexican. He's an Italian with a tan.
No, Eddie's actually more Mexican than he needs to be. He wipes his ass with a burrito.
And almost got killed by the cartel, so that makes me.
I want to know, why does Eddie hate the term? Because it's just too much. It's just going too far.
It's too far.
We don't need to do that.
Yeah,
because their language is based on male or female.
right.
Like it's Latino, Latina. It's for women. There's feminine and there's a masculine response for stuff.
I'm assuming.
So the Latinx just is one thing, and then what about the rest of the fucking language?
I think they're gonna have to change burrito to the
Burrito.
Burritix.
Yes, I think that's nice.
Yeah.
It's so weird because the jokes we would do, and you still do, were so harmless in the day.
Mhm.
Like, you'd go up like Rickles and you just decimate everybody.
Yeah.
No one got mad. You'd occasionally get the hate letter from a white person. It's always
usually
a white person,
person, yeah.
because they have to victimize people by sticking up for them and saying,
Yeah.
oh, they have no voice. And I'm just like, wait a minute. If people like other races like me, like they don't need you white people. The white devil always seems to get involved.
Oh yeah, I used to do a joke about how people, when you get offended on behalf of somebody else, you're suggesting that they're too stupid to get offended on their own.
Exactly. Just the way you just stuck up for your Mexican.
That fucking. But my son is half Mexican.
Well, so you can say whatever you want.
Well, no, I mean, he just is.
He just wait. Say it again, and I'll be the old Lisa. My son's
half Mexican.
So he works part-time. Oh, see,
But he's half Indian, so he owns the store.
There you go. You want to know what's funny though? Since I'm woke now, I have downsized.
Can you say you're woke now?
I think I woke myself up. I downsized from 4 places to 1. So I was decluttering. I was getting rid of everything that didn't have meaning anymore. And I found, I'm not kidding you, at least 7 boxes of like old scripts and old roast jokes and everything. I said, let me print on the back of these, so I can be responsible environmentally. So dude, every time I send a bill in, on the back is sheets of like black jokes and Indian jokes and all this. I go, I hope they read those and know I was such a badass in the day. Oh, I love that.
You had
'Cause
one
those
of my favorite
are so
jokes of
funny.
all time.
Which one?
One of the roast jokes. You
If
said,
it's not mine, I'm going to be really hurt.
yeah,
I'm going to have to say, no, that was Sarah
That was
Silverman,
Geraldo.
you prick you.
you look like the 3 a.m. shift at the Jacksonville Waffle House.
That is my favorite. What happened was that was the
That-
Flavor Flav roast.
Yes,
it was
right.
that.
And he had
line.
those Flavor of Love girls there
Yeah.
who were very negative. Negative. They didn't like me. And I said, look at these bunch of, and this is terrible. I'm not saying this now, and I would
No,
never
of
say
course
this now.
not.
I said, called them nappy-headed hoes, like it was a spoof on the Imus
Yes,
thing
yes,
that he
yes.
got fired for.
We all got that when you said
well,
it too.
I just want to tell your listeners who happen to be young.
I don't have any young listeners.
Okay, all you old bastards. And when I said they look like the 3 a.m. shift at the Waffle House, it indeed made a bunch of them. If you ever rewatch it, they all stood up and were booing.
Were they?
But thank God the whites outnumbered them.
Yes.
Just JK, sorry, hashtag.
One of the finest lines ever written.
Thank you. It is funny because I will read the back. I had a game night the other night, and we were just keeping score on the back of these, on the front of the pages, and I have a gay bestie who turned it over and he goes, what the hell is this? He goes, the black. I go, oh, don't read those because you're half black. but I'll allow you in my house.
It's half black and gay.
Yeah, isn't
He
that?
can read?
You can get. See, that was terrible.
Wow, Clay, trying to get me canceled?
Yeah, Clay, stop it.
Sorry,
you, as a Jewish person, should know better.
I don't.
Look at how serious.
I'll go shit by the oven.
He's an idiot, but in a good way. That's like,
Yeah.
you're an
And I'm well aware that's the problem. That's
Now, do you wear your hat because are you balding?
Oh no, it's gone. It's
Is it
migrated
gone?
to my back.
Do you feel you're unattractive without the hat?
Yes.
He never
so
usually
it's
wears
a-
a hat.
I usually
in all
don't wear a
fairness.
hat.
Take it off for 1 second. I'm just curious. You're not terrible.
That's
Yeah.
actually how I know him. With
Yeah,
the hat,
I don't
it's
know why I'm
actually,
wearing the
No,
hat.
the
the hat's
good.
actually
That-
confusing
Yeah,
me.
this looks like I should be selling diamonds in Rotterdam.
Yeah, it's not
or
bad.
or the Daily
I don't know.
News.
Where-
No, you look like
10 cents.
he looks. Yeah. I'm a newsie. Hey,
Yeah,
buy the
see?
papes. You know,
Or you want some more.
Russell Peters
Please,
is
sir,
funny. See?
May I have some more?
please, sir, can I have? That's from Oliver Twist. You actually, with that hat, without the hat, you look like the youngest son from My Three Sons does now.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't he
Really?
look like that guy? I'd look him up. You'll be not flattered.
No, I know. That guy.
He's good. My manager goes, "Oh, there's going to be a guy on who's Russell's friend," and immediately I was like, "Ugh." But I don't
Well,
feel that way anymore.
Thank you. Well, I
He's
said, what?
okay.
I said, why
She
do
was
you want me
expecting
here?
a non-white.
Yeah, no, I don't like anybody anymore.
No, I know. but-
I'm proud of get your Mexican fellow on here.
No, we don't want to. The mics get the runs when he gets on here. So
You're terrible. So
Eddie's
what
our
else?
head Googler. He Googles
Does he?
whatever we talk about. He'll put an image of it up there for us.
Oh, that's what that is. Look at that.
Yeah, and then sometimes we end up staring at it and talking about it, which is horrible for an audio podcast, but we still do it.
You know, Corolla does it, and he's the king of podcasting. So why not?
Is he still?
Well, I mean, I think he still holds the record because he's been in the game for so long. He's like an originator.
He's one of the
So-
OGs of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's very impressive. You know, we get into podcasting too late. I was always late to the party. I love podcasting because you can really say whatever you want.
Oh, yeah.
You can like tape it whenever you want and pretend it's that day.
Oh, we never pretend here.
Yeah, you just
Wow.
really real as F.
Real AF.
So what's up? What's up? What's up?
So wait, what's going on with you? You've retired from comedy 3
Okay,
years now,
three
right?
years ago.
And I remember listening to this on Stern, and I thought you were doing a bit.
Sorry.
Sorry.
No, but what had happened was about 3 years before this announcement of retirement on Stern, I had like really started to notice I hated the lifestyle so
oh,
bad.
right. And I remember those
Dude.
episodes.
Dude,
remember?
I hated freaking going around the country. I hated not connecting with people in a real way. And I'm like, I am just gotta get out of this before the audience starts to notice. Because
Right.
like you don't want the audience to have paid money and then be like, she's kind of phoning it in. So I call my business manager. I'm like, when can I get the F out of this? Because I can't get on one more plane. Like this is, by the way, this is like the first plane I've been on in like 3 years to come
Really?
to this taping. I mean, not this one, for the other good podcast.
Right.
So
For the real ones.
yeah,
This
for
is
the real, this was a nice add-on because one day I had jet lag. I said, let me go over there.
This is the test one.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. We're doing
Stretch
okay.
your legs a little bit, you know? Limber up.
Yeah, there you go. Stretch out your twat. So I said, let me go on Stern because I gotta save enough money to get out and downsize. So my business manager goes, you got to work 3 more years. So I said, well, I can pretend I enjoyed this lifestyle for 3 years. So the second the minute came that I could get out, I go, who can I go on? What show can I go on that'll take this seriously and not think I'm joking around?
Right.
And I knew Stern was the guy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he really honored it. He said the right thing. He was very cool about it.
I mean, Stern is the Carson of today.
100%.
Yeah.
Because he's the one that matters. Like, you could do any other late night show. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, but the greatest thing about Stern, too, is that he's like, okay, you can come on the show to announce the retirement, and I will take it seriously, but then you have to do your final roast ever for
Oh,
me.
I remember that, too.
And that was
Yeah.
great. That Ronnie the limo
That was
driver
the-
roast
that
really
was-
badass.
Amazing.
And then I was like, oh my God, I don't have to do this anymore. Because I don't know, Russell, I'm sure you've done like private roasts and stuff, but roasts are literally the most stressful thing in my
Writing
my
for a
life.
roast is stressful. I've
Oh my God.
done a couple, not good ones, but
Horrifying.
like these little fucking ones. But
Why is
And
it
I
so
was-
hard?
Okay, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I want to know from a professional.
yeah, please.
Okay.
This is actually
Yeah, let me
Lisa
call
was
him.
one of the people I would watch on when I would watch a roast. There would only be 3 or 4 that I would always look forward to. It was you, Geraldo,
Mhm.
and
Jeff
and
Ross.
Jeff. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what
Yeah.
happened too, and this is what always cracked me up about
now
the
we're
roast.
down to one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And, I always was upset because Geraldo, to me, in live performance and a roast, because sitting there on the dais with him, 8,000 times better live. And I always felt the broadcast wasn't as great. So imagine how great it was. It was 10 times better in person. So I was always like, this guy, something goes wrong when they're taping. Like it just doesn't appear as great. Jeff Ross is the opposite. He comes off way better than it is live.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult. It's just saying the TV loves that ugly bastard. I don't know why. And I can say that because we're friends. So anyway, but the roasts are hard because what happens is they give you a big celebrity to roast. Say a Pam Anderson. You know that the guys before you will have covered boobs, whore, stretched out undercarriage, all the stuff that's obvious. And you're Lisa, who has to go last because they're always going to be like, oh, she's the best, so she has to go last and we'll pay you more. Oops, did that come out?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I'm like, so I got to dig deep for other stuff.
Yeah.
And
Did you have any help?
We all have teams. Yeah, I had 2 guys.
Did you?
Everybody else seemed to have 6 or 7. I got 2 Shermy white guys, but they're good. And so we're digging up all this stuff. Like, you had to be so specific. So you had to go around the whole day. It's like, for instance, at the William Shatner roast, this was how deep we had to dig. Okay. We're like, Shatner, they're going to cover everything.
Yeah.
First of all, he has the thing where you're not allowed to make fun of his dead wife who was found in the pool. Like everybody seems to have something.
There's one off limits thing.
Yeah. So with Pam, it was the hepatitis C.
Right.
So I had jokes. And by the way, some roasters are so stupid. They would be like, oh, I'm going to make that joke anyway. Well, asshole, it's going to get cut out.
Yeah.
So why put the effort in? What I did, I had one hepatitis C joke. I just would use it in my act. I was like, Pam Anderson and Tommy Lee got married. They were the only couple to ever register at Bed Bath & Beyond and the Center for Disease Control. So you have the one joke. So you have, first of all, the jokes you can't do. Well, the Shatner roast, I got to go last. So I'm like, oh, everything's going to have been said. I know. Leonard Nimoy's sending in a tape. So I say, oh, wow, you're a big shot when Leonard Nimoy sends a tape. So it's a good intro to Leonard Nimoy. Then I say, Leonard Nimoy took photographs. This is true. He was a great artist in photography. Took photographs of fat women and had also known as Jeff Ross's road pussy. So, yeah, I mean, you have to go so far that you're like, at least the audience is going, oh, that's something I didn't hear. But it takes 30 to 60 days to get this shit perfect. And the problem is
How do you run it?
You don't. You literally sit in a hotel room with your super critical staff and they grade it. A, B, C, whatever. One of my guys goes, Lisa, after your first roast, they all got to be haymakers because you set a high standard for yourself. Now, if it's below an A-, cut. So we would overwrite. It'd be 12 pages instead of 3. So it's pretty intense. And again, it was cool. But dude, I can't even imagine going back to that. My life was so not peaceful because of that kind of work. And also even taping comedy specials. All that stuff is Tonight shows. Jesus H. Doing 13 Tonight shows and going, oh my God, is Jay Leno going to snap and be like, that was too far?
Yeah.
Or whatever. It's too much.
See, I did one. I got it out of the way.
I know.
One Tonight Show. One Fallon.
Yeah, but yet you probably
2 Kimmels.
Yeah, but you're so much richer and more successful than most of us because you have this bizarrely enormous audience. I've never seen anything like
Mine
this.
is just loyal. Mine are very loyal.
Mine are disloyal cocksuckers, and that's why I'm out.
That's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here. See?
But remember, no, I don't know the details behind it. If you don't want to talk about it,
no, I love it. I open book.
When you that show where you gave the guy $100 and get the fuck out. Mm-hmm. What was that?
It was a fantasy I always had.
So
I never had money in my pocket. This is years ago before I made it. There were clubs in the city you'd do, like Comic Strip Live was a big thing in New York City, and the Comedy Cellar. And these were places where like the established guys would kind of work out. So I remember Joey Vega, this comic, Latino comic. See, I learned from your guy. And I remember once he said somebody was heckling him. And he said, dude, I'll give you $20 to get the fuck out of here. And then he thought better of it. And he goes, wait, that's my whole paycheck from tonight because the city clubs didn't pay anything. So I said, oh, that's a badass move to give somebody money to get them to leave. So I really was in San Jose. It was literally the second to last show before I was going to retire. So I'm like, please, God, don't let anything bad happen. So what happens is this horrible event happens where it's this big theater. This woman's in a cast. She has a cast on her leg. And a guy behind her was so loud and screaming. And she was obviously, uncomfortable. She couldn't hear anything I was saying. I said, miss, there's a seat up here. I go, just hobble your crippled ass over here. That's how I talked back then. And get up here. And it was taking too long, I guess, for some guy. And he yells, tell jokes, bitch. And I'm at the point of this is my second to last show in my life. Mm-hmm. I hate you, die of cancer of the ass so it eats you from the inside out. So I start screaming at him. He's screaming at me. I go down there and I go, I'll give you I'll give you ticket price to get the F out. And he goes, I'll give you $20 to shut up. I go, I'll take it. And I was like, okay, this is going to look bad for me. If I rip up the money, that looks like I'm wasteful. If I take the money, it looks like I'm poor. And what's the solution? I should have taken it, Russell, and said, I'm giving this to an abused woman's charity. That would have been the politically correct move. Me, instead, I threw it in his face and I walked off the stage.
Did you?
It was, it's online and everything. Mm-hmm. So TMZ gets a hold of it.
They made it look like it was a meltdown.
Yeah. But it was, I was screaming. So I was a meltdown by some standards, which I enjoyed.
No, but they made it seem like you were off your rocker.
Yeah, which I kind of was.
No, you were just irritated. I get in those fucking zones on stage. Somebody will say something slick and you're like, shut the fuck up.
Well, I kind of took offense because here's the thing. Here's what I hate, mistaking kindness for weakness. For a change, I was being nice, letting this woman in this cast move up, thinking look at me, I'm doing the right thing. I'm such a nice person.
Taking the high road.
Yeah, and this asshole started yelling. So right now, I'm no longer that mad at him, but I'm kind of like, that was really uncool that he did that. And you know what? What's good about TMZ, though, I will tell you, since they've always been very good to me, they call me and they go, yeah, you want to do a rebuttal? Call us. And I'm like, hell yeah. So there's a really funny clip of me calling in, talking about why it happened.
Amazing.
So they always gave me a chance to explain.
Yeah, I think TMZ does that with a lot of people. They give them, all right, here's an opportunity to explain yourself. Otherwise, you're going to have to let this live and say what it says.
Well, I remember, too, a lot of female comics were trying to come to my defense. And I'm like, no, dude, it was really funny. I sewed it up with TMZ. Don't worry about it. So I think what happens is you can't control anything in life. I mean, literally nothing. Let's be honest.
No.
And I'm like, if people think that TMZ, if they didn't see my clip, if people think I quit for that reason, that's fine. You just have to kind of let it go.
No, I mean, I listened to your whole Stern interview and you were talking about you're just done with it. And I was like, I was genuinely saddened when I listened to it. I was like, please don't go, Lisa.
Well, what's funny is a lot of people.
I was really like, please don't go.
Right. A lot of people want you to stay in it kind of for them in a way.
Sure.
For me, yeah.
But I just got so oh my God, you hit a certain age where you're like, I'm not spending any quality time with anybody.
Yeah.
I'm seeing, as you know, with the road, hotel, theater, airport. Yeah. It's not like you're sticking around and having
you're
a
not
great
sightseeing.
time. Yeah.
You don't get to this city and go, ooh, where's your attractions?
Yeah, exactly.
You realize you are the fucking attraction.
No kidding. And also they did say too, I think Dave Grohl said it. It might be somebody else, but he said something like, when your house starts looking nicer than the hotels, you pretty much should just stay home.
Yeah. Or when you start decorating your house like a hotel.
That's a good point.
That's what my house looks like. I decorated it like a hotel lobby.
Or just finally live in one.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
The classy lobby. I mean,
it's funny though. I did like all those fancy things that I used to do. I really did like treating myself, and I don't do it as much anymore.
You should.
I mean, it's fine, but I think it's I did used to like being bougie and staying at the Peninsula and just doing this and that, and I'm like. But it never really, sorry to get deep about it, but it never really filled the empty hole you have in your heart. No. So it's just it doesn't do anything really for you.
I get it.
But it is cute. It was fun having those experiences.
Same.
Yeah.
Last year, I told you outside, I moved to a small, I had to downsize my entire life.
Your house is so disgusting.
I know.
Guys, I walked in, I was like, oh, it's a shack.
It smells like feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. On a good day. Mm-hmm.
I sold the giant house.
Yeah.
I got rid of the Lamborghini, the Rolls Royce, the BMW. I sold watches. I got rid of a gang of shit, and I was like, I don't miss it.
It's insane how much downsizing, and you realize that adding more never works to make your life better. Subtracting always works.
Mm-hmm.
So not to be flippant about it, but I mean, the first thing I downsized was a husband, because me and Jimmy Big Balls, actually the first thing I downsized was physically. I lost 107 pounds.
What
Jimmy
did you do?
and I, weight loss surgery, the sleeve. And
See, the sleeve didn't work for my brother.
Yeah?
They didn't put it on right.
No, it's not. That's a lap band.
Oh.
The sleeve is where they remove most of your stomach. So I think
is that
that's
what he did?
got. Yeah. Yeah. It's the one that everybody gets
he
now.
probably did that.
And it's great. So I lose the weight. Jimmy Big Balls lost the weight too. And
His
suddenly
balls look smaller.
Oh, dude, I didn't see them for years before that surgery. Which is probably why we got a divorce, because we look at each other, we're like, well, really, all we really had in common was going out to dinner and having fun. So maybe we're just friends.
Yeah.
And so I downsized the weight, the husband, and the 4 houses. And I'm like, okay, this feels right. So it is interesting what subtraction does do for you. And now subtracting that big career, damn, and just doing little hobbies.
And you went out on top.
I went out at least before I had an embarrassingly slow decline from being canceled, because people would have canceled me eventually. And they would have been like, oh my God, you don't say that. Don't say that. Oh my God.
Yeah,
It's
your fans are different than mine, I think.
Yeah.
In that they were there because of, you were, I'm not saying that in a bad way, but like they were there because of the roast. They discovered you that way and they wanted to hear that.
Right.
And then eventually they go, well, do something else. And
Well, not even that. Not
fuckface.
even that. They weren't even asking for something else. If I'm still doing comedy as an insult comic, they probably would have aged out. Like once they get to 60 years old, are they still going out to see comedy? And then you got 30-year-old people who are probably going, oh, that's politically incorrect. We can't sign on to that.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like staying in it I wonder if Rickles was alive and still doing comedy, would he have been canceled?
No, he was still doing it right to the end.
Yeah.
And I had lunch with Bob Newhart a couple of months ago.
They say Newhart's the asshole. Newhart has said this, that he's the asshole and Rickles was the nice one.
I mean, I only know Newhart to be a nice guy, but
No, but he said, like, he goes, Don's the greatest guy in the world, and I'm the one who's more difficult, which I think is great.
he's the more introverted one. That's why. So
Right.
he's more, the watch you and think, and then you think he doesn't like you or something.
Right.
But he's the one that told me you can't quit comedy.
Yeah.
He said you can't. He said it's a gift that you have, and you have to share it till the day you die.
Well, I think he's wrong, and I'll tell you why. Because you can.
Yeah, well, I know. That's why I'm telling you this to your fucking face.
You're allowed to
Your
have free
thin,
will.
stupid face.
You thin cunt. No, here's what I think about comedy. You'll never stop having the gift of being funny. So that's why and I'm going to do my first shameless plug for my podcast. Why I feel like in the podcast I do, it's still humorous, but we go deep about psychological issues. If I tried to sit there for an hour with these 2 millennials who I do the podcast with, by the way, called Losers with a Dream, available everywhere. And by the way, it's called Losers with a Dream because that's one of my lines from a roast where I would talk about the whole dais of people. And then I'd go, but enough about these losers with a dream.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Flavor Flav. So if I was to
So
try
funny. The
to
best.
not be funny on this thing, it would be not being authentic. So I think having the gift of comedy really helps you deal with psychological stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't agree necessarily that laughter is the best medicine, because guess what the best medicine is? Medicine.
Yeah.
And chemo isn't fucking bad either.
Yeah.
So I feel like
It's the harder way to
laughter-
lose weight, but it
It
still
really
works.
is, but AIDS, boy, I used to say that's a quick 70 pounds. By the way, my gay friends liked it, so don't cancel this show. No, but I think like if we don't give that gift in anything we do, then we're not being authentic to who we are. So I get what Newhart means. If I was to sit there for an hour a week with these guys on the podcast and not let humor flow freely, then it's just not doing the right thing.
Well, then you wouldn't have been. You wouldn't have really been a comic if you if you weren't just a naturally funny human being. I think.
Right, but still, it's terrible. I have to fight the really mean stuff. Like I was watching the Tonys last night on the plane, and this is terrible because
You shouldn't fight it. You should still accept it.
It's
and
so
embrace
hard though, because everyone, it seems, has gained pandemic weight except me, which I'm really, really happy about because I realize how hard life is as a fat person because I lived it for 32 years.
I
of my
never.
life.
Here's the thing. I never considered you a fat person.
Well, because I was tall and I'm 5'8", and the weight was spread out evenly, but I was still 100 pounds overweight. So it wasn't like I was misshapen and round. I was more like tall fat. So, but watching these former anorexic actresses from Broadway having their COVID weight on made me secretly, and not secretly, I guess now, really happy. And I'm texting people,
Of course.
other mean people who have gained weight during the pandemic. And I'm like, haha, you're all fat and I'm not. So I have to fight it constantly. And the Tonys, by the way, you know how much my fan base was gay?
Oh yeah.
Even that was a little gay for me last night. I was like, okay, guys, calm down. We know Terrence McNally was a genius, but shut up.
Yeah.
So there is that evil.
Well, the whole
still in me.
entertainment business in general is very gay now.
I mean, I should make a comeback then because somebody could make me into a great character in a wheelchair. I told you this is what I want. Break an ankle, get on Ironside.
Speaking of Mission Impossible, I
Exactly. I think this is the problem when you're not a good actress. You do a couple episodes.
did you do any acting?
Oh, yeah. This was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
I only have one thing I'm proud of that I did because the rest was just terrible. I did a horrible, horrible acting job on Larry the Cable Guy Health Inspector. Now, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I was literally played, this was at the time I was only about 40 years old. They made me up to look 70 years old with prosthetics.
There you are right there.
And 400 pounds. Look at that. What a battle axe. Now, that person, but that was all like, but get Russell, at the time, I was still dating. So I had all these pads on to make me look like 400 pounds, even though I was only about $150. Oh, no, $180. So I have these.
What was Larry wearing then?
That was just him. Yeah. So I'm in all this prosthetics and everything and chins. Look at all that. Well, I forget I have the makeup on and I'm hitting on guys on set. Now that did not go particularly well, but at least, I was trying. At least I was still in the game. Now I'm not dating at all. I've decided closed from the waist down,
Celibate.
never to be opened again for the past probably 7 years.
Really?
It's fantastic. You don't have to do anything. No UTIs, no pinched nerve in the neck. It's all fantastic.
No foot on the neck.
Oh, I know. It was terrible. No, wait, it's got to be more than 7 years I'm celibate. It was my last 2 years of marriage.
Wow.
And then 10 years after, 12 years, nothing. It's fantastic.
Are you flipping the bean every now and then?
Never.
Really?
Well, I think the good thing happens when you hit menopause, that disappears, your urges.
Mhm.
And I'm like, dude, again, minimize the F out of my C.
Just
all
yeah.
gone.
Yep. Just getting more accomplished now.
I'm telling you, it's really
Wow.
interesting what you take out that you don't miss.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I have 2 little doggies and that's it. God, I have no life. I've just discovered Russell has brought to my
Well, you're
attention.
sitting with me,
I
so
thought
you really have nothing.
I drove into the driveway in my baller Toyota SUV, and I thought my life was better. Now it's come to my attention. It's considerably worse, and I'm going to have to announce my re-entry into stand-up comedy.
She's gonna go home and jerk off just to get back at everybody.
Oh my God, boy, oh boy, right?
Hello, vagina, my old friend.
Friend. I don't think it
Hello.
was ever considered a friend.
Hello, pussy, my old friend.
God, so you won't be singing for your future,
I
will you?
won't be singing anymore.
I don't know, Russell. It's a whole big journey, ain't it? Oh, no, but I only have one acting thing I'm proud of. I actually had taken a bunch of classes because I had said, if anybody asks me to do anything, I'm not going to show up unprepared. So I did an episode of Two Broke Girls. Michael Patrick King called me and he said, can you come on and play this pizza shop owner? And the whole episode's about you. So I went and I got intensive training. I didn't want to make a jerk out of him for calling me because it's mostly you don't want to shame your management or people who give you a shot. I am so proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
I was not only funny, I had a little emotional moment.
Oh,
I said,
shit.
I'm retired from acting now. I did it. So done.
Did you make the announcement at the end of this?
No, if anybody wants to cast me, I do take coaching very seriously now. So thank you. I will get acting
Because you are
jobs.
a coach.
I am. Well, a half-assed one.
Because when you said you were going to be a life coach, I was
Well,
like,
what happened was, Russell, I felt I had a lot of advice to share with the millennials of our day. And I tried to become there was me on Two Broke Girls, right?
Oh, that's you.
Yeah. Pretty badass, right?
That was
Very
Neil
cool.
Bardolo.
Yeah, no, I love her. That's me with Kat Dennings, who I also enjoy, and she never DMs me back. I'm just going to put it out there that no one DMs me back. What's happening there?
I remember I did a movie with her best. So I did a movie
With her best.
No. So the director
Mhm.
was dating this girl. He married her subsequently, and she was best friends with Kat.
She's so cool.
And she would always tell me about Kat, and I was like, "Well, hook it up or something." You know?
Yeah, she's hot.
She is. She's thick and all that good stuff.
Oh, she's sassy. She has a show called Dollface on Hulu, which if she had returned my DMs, I would have volunteered my acting chops that I have so fully shown on Two Broke Girls. That's all I'm saying. I'm putting it out there. It's weird though, because with acting, you don't. It's very stressful, but you almost feel like because you're doing something different than your usual job, like it's kind of.
I get
kitschy and fun.
irritated. I get irritated acting. Not the acting, just the fucking waiting.
Oh no, the waiting's horrible.
I can't stand it, and I'm like, really, motherfuckers? They'll be like, okay, Russell, your call time is 7 a.m. We'll pick you up at 6. I go, it's 10 minutes to the fucking set.
I know they don't get it.
And then they're like, and I look at the schedule, and I'm like, you're not getting to me till after lunch. Why are you making me come in at 7 a.m.? Well, we might. No, you never fucking might. They never might.
It's always the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I call my manager, Paulie, over there, and I'm like, Paulie, what the fuck? Can you fix this?
Paulie's a douchebag, man.
Oh,
I think we've learned Paulie's useless as a tit on a bull, as they used to say in the old days.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the best acting jobs are? Talk about killing it. Freaking animated shit.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Because you don't have to get in hair or makeup. You can be fat, thin, whatever you are. You go in there, you tape it, and you're done. But I have a very famous firing from a animated show, which is awesome. I was cast as the new villain in Despicable Me 3. It was going to be huge.
Really?
So I go in there. I'm like, wow, look at me.
Yeah.
I tape it. It's all classy. They call, like, they're like, you killed it. Oh my God. It was fantastic. They call me like 2 weeks later. My manager goes, yeah, they want you to redo it. I said, but the director loved it. She goes, yeah, but they want you to redo it. Well, I go, this is the end. They're going to fire me.
Yeah.
Like, you just know they're going to fire you. So I get acting coached. I get the scenes down. I'm all excited. I tape them again. I even have the acting coach come with me to the little taping to read the lines with me. And I go, I'm getting fired for sure. But I said, let me make an effort. 2 days later, I get the call. I go, I'm fired off Despicable Me 3, right? And she goes, yeah. They're going to go with someone who fits in better with like the, Steve Carell, this one, that one. So they made the right choice for them. Definitely. The movie was great. Guess who has the last fucking laugh? LL Stills gets checks. I get checks from getting fired from a show that I didn't have to wear makeup for. Bitch, that's the best job ever. I tell you all, if you're listening, all you aspiring actresses, get fired and then paid. Then say someone Me Too'd you. Just saying, that will add a little extra. I never was Me Too'd, but I imagine it's horrible. But if you have been Me Too'd, enjoy getting some money. That's all I'm saying.
Get your Me Too money up.
Did you Me Too a lot of people, Russell? I imagine you did.
No, I was never that. I'm not an aggressive guy. I got too much
You're a bit
ego.
of a pussy.
No, I'm more of a. My ego is that if she doesn't want to fuck me, I don't want to fuck her.
Exactly. That's why we never had sex.
That's right. That's right.
Neither one of us wanted it.
Oh, we did on the tour bus. You were asleep one time.
Listen, let me tell you, I enjoyed it.
And I was Limpanelli that night.
Exactly. Well, I will tell you, I used to make a joke, which I would never do these days, where I said, why not me? Like, no one ever Me Too'd me. And while I acknowledge it's a huge blessing, what was wrong with me, Russell? What happened? Even as a child, I was a Catholic. I was an altar girl. Nothing.
I mentioned this in my act right now. I mean,
did you do that?
I say that, I was like, I'm sure kids got kidnapped in the 70s when I was a kid, and I'm sure kids got molested, but not around. And I go, to be honest, I was a really cute kid. I was fully molestable. I
think you were too. I've seen photos.
Yeah, I was like, I touched me.
Well, I'll be honest. I was cute. Wow. I was not as cute a kid as I'm sure you were. So I give them a pass because back then, like Marsha Brady was big. You go, well, I can have her or I can have Lisa. You're going to take her.
Are you a natural blonde?
Yes. Not anymore.
No. Somebody's blue in your hair.
But yeah, what can you do?
That's why I always said my career got stunted because I was never molested or abused.
Yeah, you have nothing to complain about.
I know but I did deal with a lot of racism and bullying, but apparently nobody gives a fuck about that.
I would think as a person of your ethnicity, you could work that up into a TED Talk about how you had it hard.
I did. Emotionally, I had it hard. But I always talk about because I always had like an innate happiness about me that no matter what the bullshit was happening, I still had this happiness about me.
You had a
what I mean?
resilience.
They couldn't blow out my fire.
Wow.
Until I met my son's mother, and that bitch blew the fuck out of my fire. I was literally emotionally dead at that time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think you got to do. See, if you want to up, you don't need to up your career. I think if you ever want to be the guy who benefits from all your strife and troubles, you got to do a TED Talk.
I really should do a TED Talk.
Yeah, about like, I'm a poor guy, Indian, that whole this, that, the other. And you're dumb.
Yeah, but I don't.
Paulie should have been on that. Yeah. What am I here for, career advice?
Yeah, well, the reason you guys are here listening to me, my life coach, Lisa, are.
Well, yes, but that's why what you asked me about being a coach. So I'm on Stern. I think, I can help people. I'm going to become a life coach. Dude, I go to take this course. It takes 3 years. After a while, you get practice clients. These sherms don't take my advice. I take it very personally. So here's what I do. I quit. I say, stuff the rest of that fucking course. I don't care about it. And I say, I don't want to coach people through on their terms. I just want to give advice. And if they take it, great. If they don't, that's fine too.
How do they have a course for that?
No, there's tons of them.
No, but can you do it without being...
I mean, you could.
Can you be an unregistered?
Of course, you can like get a certificate online, but I wanted to fully do it where I could actually help people in their journey of whatever they need to do. But then I go, wait a minute, I get too frustrated. I don't have the emotional wherewithal to stick with helping a person who doesn't want to help themselves or has to go at a slower pace. I'm super demanding. I like them listening to me. So basically now on the podcast, I give the guys advice and I'm like, if you don't take it, you're a fucking idiot. I clearly am richer and cooler and more famous than you'll ever be. So you should really do what I say. And I think that's like kind of my calling right now.
Should do what I say, you fucking loser.
Losers! And they actually do follow everything I say, because if not, this is my threat to them. I go, you don't have to do what I say on stage. You don't have to take my advice. But then I'm just going to quit your dumb podcast and no one's going to listen. So I think basically I've had them hogtied to give me purpose in my life.
She's the best.
I am the best.
I like it.
She is. Let me tell you something. Just talking to you right now makes me so happy.
I thought you were going to say hard.
No.
And no, that would never happen.
That's me.
Does it really?
I like it. Does.
Seriously?
It really does. Like
Why?
just because I fucking genuinely missed you.
Oh, I do like you so much. And I'm driving up thinking, wow, you know what? He could do better than this house. But then I thought, no. The second thing I thought was, I cannot believe it's been so long since I saw you.
It's been at least 10 years.
Yeah. Now you knew Fat Lisa.
I thought Fat Lisa was pretty sexy.
Yeah, freaking killing it on all levels, man. I got 2 DMs from black guys today.
Nice.
Saying, hey, I'd like to take you out to dinner, because they know since retirement that I am very much non-approachable unless you come at me like a gentleman. Right. They don't know I'm closed for business in that under region.
Right.
So I said, though, seeing those, Russell, I did say, I still got it.
You still got it.
It's true.
You might want to have one last hurrah somewhere sometime.
It might happen. I think I have to become emotionally available, because I think what it is basically when you have a couple divorces, you kind of go.
How many times are you married?
Just twice. And you just go to yourself, well, maybe it's not worth going around that thing again. Mm-hmm. Who knows, though? Suppose I keep working on myself. Suppose I say to myself, Lisa, you are now ready to take a chance again. Like Barry Manilow said. Why not? I might be 80 and married and be on Dancing with the Stars. You never freaking know.
That'd be good.
I'm a ballroom dancer. Did I tell you?
You're very rocketish.
I do ballroom dance very badly twice a week. I have little hobbies.
Are you doing a little Arthur Murray dance?
Oh, no, it's Fred Astaire.
Is it?
Yes, Fred Astaire dance. And what's so hilarious about it, dude, I'm awful and don't care. I think the whole point is we have to try new things, suck at it, and have fun. So that's what I'm trying to do with my dumb life right now. I got 30 years left. And
you got no kids, so you're good.
I'm so lucky.
You really are.
I know.
People go, oh, your kids. I'm like, no. I love my kids, but they're really not fucking worth it.
No. You know when it'll be worth it, Russell? When you have grandkids.
I won't see them.
Why?
I'm 51 years old. My son's 2. I'm not gonna.
You'll be 70.
He better not have kids when he's 20.
You're half Indian. He's knocking some broad up.
And he's half Mexican. He might.
Yeah.
By the time preschool.
Yeah, it's happening. Yeah. Second grade is the cap on that.
Yeah, my daughter maybe. I don't know, but we don't know yet. She likes rainbows. Is all I'm saying.
Oh well, they can adopt.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'd rather she made one or not had one.
Yeah, well, here's the
and
deal.
I'm good if she's going that way. That's fine too. As a father, I'm like, it doesn't really matter.
At some point, you just give up.
No, it really doesn't matter to me. I like if the kid's gay or not. I really don't understand that. When I meet parents, they're like, my fucking son better not begin. Like, what difference does it make to you?
They're the best sons ever because they take care of you when you're sick.
What fucking difference
The
does that make? It doesn't make a difference.
The gay son
to you.
is the best accessory because he will not only help you pick out your clothes, decorate your house, he will wipe your ass when you have cancer. I'm telling you, I've witnessed it many times, not the actual wiping, but the gay men who do this for their parents. It's like very astounding.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very difficult as straight people. We don't do that as much. I mean, I know that's a stereotype, but I have freaking people in my life who've wiped a non-gay parent's ass. Just saying.
Well, got some practice, I suppose.
Well, yes, that is true. And
an ass isn't going to scare them.
Nothing. They enjoy that very much.
Yeah.
I always liked when a gay guy in the audience was named Scott because I said, like the toilet
paper. There's a lot of gay dudes named Scott.
Yes, like the toilet paper because they like the ass. They like being close to the ass.